In this video, we're going to talk about the main thing that I see that keeps beginners from succeeding when they get into high ticket sales. And that is going to be accepting a bad job, making no money in that job, and then getting pissed off about it and giving up. So that is the number one reason why people who get into this don't succeed and don't make money. So I'm going to explain how to not get screwed over by a business in high ticket sales and make sure that when you accept a job, it's a good one on the first try. Now, I talked to a guy today, and that's why I'm making this video, who this happened to. So he bought into someone else's program. He got placed into a sales job. They told him, hey, you're going to make $15,000 a month, and he didn't make shit. So having this experience soured him on this entire space, which is understandable. Having a bad experience can color your view of something forever, pretty much. But if you get screwed over on your first try, you may give up entirely. That's why this is important to me. So that's why I'm making this video, to make sure that that doesn't happen to you. So if you do the things I'm about to talk about, you can ensure that you succeed and that you don't end up getting screwed over and end up bitter and quitting and online as an incel or whatever. So what I see a lot of people do is they get on one sales job and it turns out to not be what they thought it was going to be. And that makes them believe that every sales job in the universe is like this. That is now it's all like this, bro. They're all like this, right? Everything's a lie. These people online, they're all full of shit. Now, let's go back to the example of the guy I was just talking about that I talked to today. A lot of times people will do what he did. They will accept a high ticket closer job based on the amount the business owner told them that they are going to make. And then they just believe them because that's what they were told, and they do no other research. So that is what happened to him, right? They were like, hey, you're gonna make $15,000 a month. And he was like, awesome, I'll take the job, without doing any research, right? And people do this with all kinds of jobs. An example could be real estate sales. Let's use that one, okay? So people will see someone making a lot of money in real estate sales, like a top agent in a big city. Let's say he's making $1 million a year, whatever. And then they think, wow, that's cool. I want to do that. I'm going to do that. I can make a ton of money in real estate sales because that guy's making $1 million doing it. But then they get into it and they realize, oh, wait, most real estate agents, like 90% of them, don't make any fucking money at all. Okay. And then they find out that real estate sales is an extremely inefficient, horrible, soul-sucking grind. And the guy who's making all that money, he's been making $1 million a year. He's been doing this for like 10 to 15 years. And to get to that amount of money, he had to build connections. He's getting referrals like over years and years and years of hard work. And even though he's bringing home that amount of money, many other people who have been doing real estate sales just as long as him don't make anything close to that amount of money. And on top of that, that guy's probably working 15, 16 hours a day, 7 days a week, and he sleeps at the office and he has no life and he doesn't get laid. That's reality, all right? So people will see one person making a lot of money in a sales job and then they don't do any other research and they're just like, wow, that's how it's gonna be for me too, you know? That's not how it works out. So what you want to do instead is think for yourself and do some upfront research. You need to not live in fantasy land. You want to live in reality. So first, specifically when it comes to high ticket sales, is you want to look at what the other closers in that specific job or business are making. This is the first thing you want to do. If they have other closers, and you're not the only closer they are hiring, just to specify this. If they have other closers, how much money are they making? All right. So if they have other closers, you could ask, what is your top closer averaging every month? And then what is your bottom closer averaging every month? These are completely legitimate questions to ask. Is everyone there making $8,000 to $12,000 a month? Then that is probably what you will be able to make, because now you have some data that is actually happening for other people in the exact job that you are about to accept. Next, you want to try and verify that the product or service that the business is selling is high quality and the market wants to buy it. Now, I've talked about this ad nauseum in other videos, but it is this important, all right? And what this basically means is that the business has a proven concept already and it's working. People are already buying it. People are already coming in all the time to buy this product or service. If you want to come into a closer job and start making a lot of money fast, you want to come into a business that has a proven concept. It's already working. You do not want to be a closer for a business owner who had some wild idea last week when he was drunk and he's just starting and he has no idea if people are going to buy this or not. So if he comes to you and he's like, hey, we haven't really sold this yet, but it's a great idea, you don't want to sell that because he doesn't know. Like, people have not bought it yet. It's not a proven concept. It has to be a proven concept. You want them to be making money. And more clearly, what you don't want to do is get onto a roll with a new product where the person is hiring you, promising you that, hey, you're going to make all this amazing money, but they have no results to back that up. This should be obvious, but people fucking do this all the time, every day. If they do not have results to back up how much they are telling you are going to make, they're pulling it out of their ass. Where else would it be coming from? Just use your brain, you know? And another very common thing in some high-ticket businesses, especially the ones that suck, is they will have a new product or service and they're just trying to get their business off the ground, okay? And they have all this other work that they're doing and they just don't want to do the sales. They don't want to do the lead generation because lead generation sucks, all right? Because that takes time as well, or they're just lazy and they just don't want to do it. These are very common scenarios with new business owners. So what they will do instead, and first of all, the business owner should do this himself. He should scale the business up. He should do all the lead generation. He should do all of this work when it's an online business all by himself until he has a booked calendar of inbound calls every single day before he hires a salesperson. But this is not what they do. What they do instead is they start a new business and they're like, oh, no one's scheduling calls. I don't want to do outreach. I don't want to do lead generation. Let me hire a salesperson because I don't have to pay them shit and make them do all this work. That is a very common scenario. That is what you don't want, all right? And what they're going to do in that scenario is, hey, they will sell you on this dream like, dude, we're about to make a shitload of money. This product is so amazing. No one's bought it yet, but this product is amazing for this reason, and you can be the first guy in, right? That's how they're going to do it. But what they aren't telling you is that they are just hoping you are going to come in and just magically start selling this thing that no one else has bought, and they have no proof that anybody else wants. So they're hoping that you are going to create the business out of thin air, is another way to put it. And they will tell potential salespeople, here's this great opportunity, you can make a ton of money. But if they can't show you that, that's a bad sign. Come on, this should be common sense. This should be obvious. So don't try to recreate the wheel. Don't try to build something from the ground up if you just want to make sales and you want to make money and you want to have a cool life. That is what I try to tell guys. So don't go off on these businesses where they're like, you're going to make all this money, but we haven't sold anything yet. And it's just this hypothetical dream. Like, you don't want to be a part of that. You want to join the well-oiled machine that's working, where they already have closers that are making sales. Or if they don't, the business owner's already like got a full calendar every day. Like, he sold this product a lot. They're making a lot of money consistently every month. You want to join that machine, right? Because going back to what I said, if you just want to have like a cool life and make money and be able to do whatever you want to do, you want to join this. This is what's going to give you that, all right? Not this fucking fantasy land scenario over here. That is the punchline. So if you want to make a lot of money and have a cool life, that is the entire point of this channel and business, is to help you do that. That is why I love high ticket sales so much, because it lets you make all this money fast while still having all this freedom, which is all I ever fucking wanted when I was a corporate schmuck sitting around on YouTube every night trying to figure out how to make money. And this was the fucking only thing I could find that would do that. So now I do this fucking program to help you guys do that. So if you're watching my videos because that's what you want, you're like, God, I'm always broke and I just want to have money to do what I want and I want to be able to do it whenever I want, you want to join the well-oiled machine. You don't want to listen to all these like snake oil salesmen who are like, hey, come be my closer, it'll be awesome. That's not what you want, right? But this happens all the time. So you want to join this guy who knows what he's doing and sell for him, not this guy. So, and the way you do that is long-winded. I'm gonna come around to my point, is you only want to accept jobs with the legit businesses that are already making a lot of money. That is what the well-oiled machine is. And that means, again, that they have a legitimate product or service that people are already buying. People want to buy this. That's what you want to sell. Now, the next example is going to have some nuance to it, but it's still very important. Does this role, this job that you are about to accept, have a high turnover rate of salespeople? Now, the nuance is sales in general has a high turnover rate, so kind of hard to figure out here. But there are different reasons for that. One reason is people are just dimwits and they're lazy and they don't want to work hard. So they get in and they don't make a sale for one day and they're like, oh, this is hard, I give up. Or when the very next day they would have made 3 sales, right? That's sales. But you also want to make sure that people are not turning over in this job all the time because it's the business that sucks or the product that sucks. So that can really only be determined job to job. So you just have to look at the specific job, and if it has a high turnover rate, ask them. Ask them why. Ask them on the interview. There you go. Go straight to the source. So is it because people suck, or is it because your product and your business sucks? And the way you can kind of get to the bottom of this, if you don't want to flat out ask them like that, is, again, the questions I give you guys all the time. How much money do you make every month? What was your revenue last month? What was your revenue for the last 90 days? If it's a lot and it was consistent, that's good. And if they bullshit you or they won't give you a straight answer, obvious red flags, eject. Next, you also want to look at, when you're interviewing, what is going to go into this job, lifestyle-wise. So what is your daily life going to look like when you're in this job? What are the daily actions that you're going to be doing every single day? Are you working 16 hours a day plus 7 days a week? Maybe this isn't a good job. But if you're, on the flip side, if you're willing to put that time in, you should just go and start a business, right? And make a lot of money. That's what I did. But if you're set on doing sales, which is most people watching this video in the high ticket space, there are plenty of jobs where you can make $10,000 to $15,000 a month where you don't have to work anywhere near that amount of time. So don't be sold on one role and then be like, oh shit, I have to work 7 days a week, 16 hours. There's many other jobs out here. And you also want to look at the daily actions of the salespeople. Like I said, if they already have closers in there, are they taking calls that are put onto their calendar for them? If they don't have closers, ask them. Ask them if they have a consistent calendar of scheduled inbound calls. You need to be asking this on every single interview. And is my job only to take the calls and close the sales? If the answer is yes, great. If they're like, oh, well, we also want you doing 100 cold calls a day and 100 DMs a day, back away. That's not what you want. Get out. And another underrated one next is, what is the management and support in place at this job? So what does that mean? If you have a legitimate, knowledgeable, like sales manager or whatever they want to call it, who used to close or still does some sales calls at the same time, that is a huge asset to you. So when you need something, is there someone there you can go to? Is there someone you can fire off a question to? If the answers to these are yes, that is great, right? Or are they just throwing you to the wolves and their entire business is a clusterfuck mess with no processes or systems in place? And when you need something, you have no idea where to go. You've been ghosted for the last 12 hours. That's not good. So if you just look at the things that I mentioned in this video, you are almost guaranteeing that you don't end up in a bad sales job, in a bad high ticket sales experience. And the good news is that in high ticket sales, it's very easy to tell up front, right? If you know what to ask, you know what to look for. It's very hard for them to fool you if you know what to do. And that's the point of these videos. So the point is, you want to end up in a good job like the one that everyone promises you. And I promise you that sales is legit and that there's tons of jobs where you can stack a shit ton of money and not hate your life. Sales is the foundation of every business, brother. That is just a fact. So if you can sell, you will never have to worry about making a lot of money ever again. So if you've had a bad experience, don't let that sour you on high ticket sales, or like you've heard other people tell you lies. Like, don't let that ruin this opportunity for you. And the main thing I want to summarize in this video for you is you want to look at all aspects of the job before you accept it. Don't get like starry-eyed when they sell you the dream. Like, stay cold. Ask them questions, right? You have to take responsibility for this, okay? No one else is going to do it for you. Look at what the other people in the role are making. If they have other salespeople, ask about all these different aspects of the job and what are you going to be doing each day. Don't just blindly believe something without looking into that job first or finding out more about it. High ticket sales genuinely, legitimately changed my life. I do not know where I'd be without it. And there's a ton of people making a ton of money doing this. And you can be one of them too if you want. That's the end of the video. If you want my help getting a closer role or a setter role, hit the links in the description. Schedule a call with me so that we can meet each other and we could talk. Until next time.